Hi, this is a video about how to split your two windows on the same screen, and I'm Mrs. Simpson. This will be kind of interesting because I actually have two computers open, so while I look at one, it'll look like I'm looking at the other one. So bear with me. So as the student, you've just opened your Zoom meeting, and we're about to get started. So what I might do next as the instructor is share my screen with you, because we're going to get the lesson started. So I know that I'm kind of getting ready for that over here on my teacher computer. Let's see. And then when I go to share my screen, you'll notice that it kind of takes over for a second. Did that just happen for you? And I think on my video you noticed that it did just happen. So now you can kind of see me talking in the side and you can see my presentation in the middle. And the reason that we're going through this is because I'm going to ask you to have the Zoom on one side and another window on the other side. So let's kind of see what that's going to look like. When I start my presentation, I'm actually going to have you do your first task. So that's what this video is for. So you might be prepared for this before I ask you to do it. So now I'm going to be the student on the other computer. What I'm seeing is the whole screen is taken over right now. So what I need to do is click onto my Zoom and hit the escape button. Do you see what just happened? It kind of went smaller. And this is what I recommend doing, is when you just have the Zoom window, before you get to your Chrome, make your window a little bit smaller and move it over to one side. So it's kind of like you have the Zoom on the right side of the screen over here, okay? Because then what you can do is go to your browser, open a new window, and then make this smaller also so it kind of matches on the other side. And you can kind of play with that. Maybe the Zoom is a little too big. Make that a little smaller. Oops, that was my browser. Anyways, you get the idea. You might want to play with this yourself a little bit as the student to see what's going to work best. But ideally, what you're seeing right now, you've got the Zoom on one side and you've got where you're going to go on the other side on your browser. So you can go ahead and do that. Then you would put in join pd.com. Oops, I got an extra letter in there. joinpd.com. It's going to take me to Pear Deck. If you've never used this before, it will ask you to log in. So you would use your IVA email. This might be the first time you've ever used your IVA email. So just make sure you're logged in, firstname.lastname@ivalongbeach.org. And then you'll be ready to go. It'll be hooked up to your IVA email account. When you get to this page right here, then you would enter the code. And at that point, I would probably shift my teacher screen to show you what that code is. So this is why it's important to have both side by side. Now you can see, okay, I need to type in NYQVB. You can see the little codes match, New Yards Quiz, Victorious Bandanas. And on my side, I see a student just joined, and that was you joining the class. So I'd say, okay, I'm feeling great. And then I can get started with starting my class. Once I know everyone's in, I would hit the Start Class button as the teacher, and we would get going. And the reason we might have two screens is because I might need to write something on my screen, like 1 + 1 equals 2, right? But that's only showing up on my side over, let's see, over here, where my shared screen is. That doesn't show up on your side. So it will be important to be able to see both at the same time. But let's move along. Clear that away. I'm going to move forward. So every time I move forward in my presentation, it should move you forward on your presentation. So you can kind of see both happening at the same time. And there will be some opportunities and some questions where you get to take over. So you can view my screen here, but you can actually do the drawing on the Pear Deck that you opened up in your window. So over here is where you get the opportunity to draw. And we'll kind of go over this in our first lesson. But I want you to, participate and engage with our lesson. Sometimes it'll be answering a question. Sometimes it'll be drawing. Sometimes it'll be like move the little dot over somewhere that you agree with. So in this case, I'm just going to draw a smiley face. And notice you've got a few tools down here you could type as well. Like, hi, I like math a lot. and I'd say, yay, wonderful, because on my side, I can see all the responses coming in. So it's really important for me to be able to see what you're doing while you can see what I'm doing. So then when we're all ready to go, I would just kind of move us along, and we'd be going along with our presentation. Another thing that you might notice is, let's see, on your side, is it working right now or is it freezing? On your side, you can actually show the speaker or the slideshow. So sometimes, like, maybe you want to watch me talk while you're working on your side over there. So it's tricky with two computers. So while you're oh no, that was the wrong way. While you're working over there, you can listen to me talk. So it might depend on if you want to be on the Zoom window, on your window, or if you want to switch back to seeing what I'm showing on my screen. I don't know if a lot of classes are going to use this, but I know I will be using it in math, and I hope that's helpful for seeing how you can split screens on both sides. Can't wait to get started. Bye.